All right. We got another episode here, a baseline of baseline. We got a special guest, here today with a 2024 guard. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the most underrated guards in the country. Holds about 20 plus mid-major offers from schools like, St. Louis, George Mason, American, Brown, San Jose State. The list goes on and on. You feel me? Second team WCAC guy last year. So I'm gonna allow my guy to, introduce himself to everybody that's watching.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Martin, point guard from the DMV. Recently just moved out to Cali, just to see what, different levels of basketball out here. So, yeah, I've been taking my game to the next level over the past few months for sure. And yeah, I'm just ready to show everybody this year when time comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Got my guy Martin Somerville on here. Martin, what's good, bro? It's been a while.
It's
Uh
been a minute.
Yeah, we did an interview probably last year around this time.
Hmm.
That was kind of when I first, started the scouting stuff, with the circuit. So, it's definitely a good feeling, to circle back, get to talk to you a little bit more about your experiences now that you have kind of blown up a little bit and, moved
Yeah,
out to Cali, left home. So, first I want to touch on your summer though, man. You had a big summer. You played Under Armour and EYBL this summer.
yeah.
Just dive into that first. Like, let's talk about, your time with DC Premier on the UA circuit this summer.
Yeah, this is my first circuit summer in high school, so just getting a new look of like the new faces, you know what I mean, seeing everybody who was ranked on the boards and just seeing, who people were recruiting high major, mid major, and stuff like that. So it was nice. I mean, first I played the first two sessions with DC Premier, definitely did my thing. Got first team. Just got to see what the Under Armour circuit was like. It was good competition all around. Then I decided to move to UIBL to really get, get into a deeper effect of them top guys. So yeah, got to
Okay.
see that for sure.
Okay, okay. So, we'll definitely get on that a little bit because we're gonna touch on that. But so also what about DMV Live? You had a great showing at DMV Live this summer. Just talk about that. That was probably your last time really playing with your McNamara guys, probably.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
DMV Live is always just like a great event. That was my second time playing in it. I played in it last year. This
Mhm.
year they gave us a course. I mean, a tough course of games. So we had maybe five, 5 games, both weekends, just back and forth. I definitely played really well. Got to, just mesh a little bit with some of my younger guys on the Black American team. Obviously, this was before I made the decision to leave, but it was just nice, just playing with the guys, seeing how far their game has come. And mine too, personally, I got to show different levels of coaches that I could really score the ball, pass the ball, stuff like that.
Okay, okay. So, you did mention, that was kind of prior to, your move to SoCal. So now, you're in Cali. It's a whole, different lifestyle. You got the
Yeah,
palm trees, the good sun. Let's talk about, what did you feel made this move to SoCal Academy the right move for you? Like what was so enticing about,
yeah.
this?
I think me personally, I was just looking for being ready for college, like wherever I could just go and just get developed and be college ready as soon as I step on wherever I go. So I think that was just one of the biggest pitches that a prep school could offer me, just in terms of schedule. A lot more working out, high level guys all the time, just consistently. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what made it. You know, me and Cali, Coach Julius, he's a trainer himself, NBA trainer. A lot of gym time, like literally, we're in it 24/7, just going against each other. We got a lot of high major guys, just competing all the time. So I think that was one. I think next year I'm gonna be way ahead of the game, just in terms of body wise, IQ. Yeah, so that was really a big move for me.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take a step back real quick back to, the AAU side of, what you did this summer. playing both EYBL, Under Armour. Can you talk about, what do you feel like was the biggest difference between the two circuits, knowing that you played both?
Yeah, I think the consistency on EYBL is just a little bit different than Under Armour. Like, well, Under Armour, it's a lot of good teams. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know what I mean? You play a Team Thrill or, you know what I mean, some Team Currys and that nature. But I think you may play one of them one game and then they have a mix of UA Rise teams who
Okay.
maybe aren't as good, maybe aren't as talented. So every now and then you'll play a game where it's like a win by 30 off the rip. So EYBL was more like anybody could be anybody. So I remember my first game with EIBL before I even made the move. Specifically, we played Georgia Stars. Like they were the worst team in the EYBL, but our team lost. Like you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
the preparation standpoint was a little bit different. Like teams still got guys.
Yeah.
So Georgia Stars had maybe a couple ranked guys and all that. So and they were the worst team. You see what I'm saying? So top to bottom, I think EYBL just had a little bit more talent
A little bit
for
more
sure.
talent, a little bit more
Yeah,
consistency.
athleticism, like yeah,
Okay.
is there.
Okay. So would you say like EYBL is really where you dive into that like high major athleticism as far as like, guys being freak athletes,
All
um,
right.
real quick twitch, stuff like that, like the pace of the game, stuff like that?
Yeah. So like EYBL was definitely faster.
Yeah.
So like the ball moving up and down, not as many sets. And then also you got like high major length. So on
Yeah.
defense, you're getting guarded by guys who, you know what I mean, all can jump out the jump. You know, it's a difference. So when you get to the rim, kind of different finishes, different reads you gotta make.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, we're gonna jump back into, your move to SoCal Academy. So yeah, man, you made a big jump, coming
Yeah.
from the DMV area. Now you in SoCal. And first, before we talk about, the basketball side aspect of it, let's talk about, the culture, the living style. It's two totally different things,
Yeah.
like, talk about that a little bit. Like, is it a culture shock
Yeah.
for you, or you feel like you fitting in?
Yeah, nah, I think I adapt pretty well to different situations. So I
Okay.
think I'm doing pretty fine over here in Cali, but it's definitely a difference. Like honestly, everybody in Cali, you know what I mean, you got a lot of big name people just move, and they move like they have a big name, honestly. So but with Julius it's been an easy transition. Like we live together in the house. With my teammates, it's just everybody's close with each other. We work out all the time, so we don't really be into the nonsense. We just stay in the gym, and
Okay.
that's been the main thing. Like we got palm trees out here. It's a different vibe for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So does would you say, like, the weather, kind of like the energy, does it play into, how you feel about going into your craft day to day? Like, does that give you kind of more energy and more life
Yeah,
as far as like attacking the day by day?
yeah, for sure. When I wake up, I just gotta remember what I came out here for. So it'd be days where it's tough. Like we got 2, 3 workouts, and you don't necessarily know if you want to get into it and kind of go your hardest all the time. But you got to remember what you came out here for. I came to work, so that's what I gotta do every day when I wake up.
Nah, facts, facts. So, okay, that's kind of like, the living side of it. Now, what would you say are the biggest differences between, DMV style basketball and Cali's type basketball? You feel
Yeah,
me? What would you
I
say?
think DMV is just a lot more scrappy. Like it's
Yeah,
grinding.
it's
You know what I
gritty.
mean? Everybody really scrappy, tough.
Mhm.
Not too many fouls called. Like you're gonna leave with some marks on your body for sure.
Uh,
Cali is more finesse type of game. Athletic for sure. Everybody jumps out the gym and just play. You know what I mean? It's a different style. They're more smoother game.
Yeah.
hmm Smooth game. Every kid is just trying to get to the mid range and different stuff like that. Wow. The East Coast is more defense. Like we're gonna lock you down, talk that
Yeah,
talk.
for sure.
Yeah.
I remember, back when I was playing, I was at Spire, and we had a lot of guys that came from, like, Washington, Seattle, and we kind of used
hmm
to battle with them a lot and talk about, us East Coast guys. Me personally, I feel like, we got the upper hand on them Cali guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they play, like you said, it's a little bit more finesse. We gonna be gritty, get in your face, talk crazy, like, all that type stuff. So, but I definitely got a lot of respect for those guys, like like you said, they like to play fast. It's real smooth, athletic skill. So I definitely like, that you can, dive into the differences and talk about that. So, going from, McNamara where you had a lot of younger guys, you feel me, that are kind of making their name, like, Alex and Caden over
Mhm.
there doing anything at McNamara. But now you jump into kind of a different situation. You got 5-star Nas Cunningham to play with, Larry Johnson, who just committed to Creighton, Dom Stewart, Penn State commit. So what is that like, playing with other established guys? Like, is it kind of like, does it make you rise to the occasion to kind of, iron sharpers iron type of thing? Or is it like
Yeah.
you kind of got to adjust your game to mold and fit with other high level guys?
Yeah, nah, so I mean, me personally, I think I'm one of the best, like, just in the country. So when I seen a lot of other guys who are highly touted coming out here, it's just made me want to work even more. So with them around me, it's just I kind of been leading the ship a little bit as a point. So just finding them, getting them in the right spot, I know what gets their game going at the end of the day too. So it's been nice, like doing different things that you know what I mean. We complement each other pretty well. So
Okay.
for sure, like they're established. I mean, they know what they do well. I know what I do well. So kind of just being that one to make everybody glue together has been easier for me for sure.
Okay. So yeah, I can definitely see that, with your game and your play style, like, you definitely like a combo who can, you make the right decisions. You can, find guys you like, you know where guys like the ball, but you're also, confident in your abilities, to find your spots, get to your spots, make shots.
Yeah,
So I can definitely see like, how you can be like, the guy that's kind of like the glue to the nucleus and keeping everybody engaged. So with that being said, it's been a lot of buzz, a lot of people watching you. It's kind of been evident, Martin, that you been working hard this summer. It seems like, you kind of went through a little transformation as far as like physically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
always had a little bit of athleticism to you, but I seen your coach been posting videos of you in the gym, you windmilling now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you look good. Like you look like you got a little bit of a quicker burst to your steps. So just talk about, what type of work you've been putting in out there in SoCal and what the workouts been like. You say you've been working out 2, 3 times a day. So, is that, a testament to all the stuff that you've been doing?
Yeah, for sure. I think just kind of get my body consistent. You know, it's some days like as a Hoover, you feel like you can jump out the gym
Gotta
one
do
day.
that.
Yeah, you can jump out the gym one day, the next day you can't even get off the ground. So I think just
Right,
getting my body consistent in terms of like being able to jump every day consistently. That's one thing Julius like been knowing me about. Like I would go some days where I just didn't even want to jump. I'm doing straight layups, but he
right,
been
right.
knowing me like you got dunk here, dunk here. You know what I mean? So just kind of consistently jumping. Working out, we lift all the time, like literally lift in the morning, and we'll lift after practice. And we'll do, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
just being able to have your body conditioned to where it's like fatigue isn't really playing a part on how
right.
much I really move around and jump and stuff like that. So, and then again, being around guys who like are 1% athletes. I got a couple guys on my team that can really do any dunk in the book. So, being around them, you jumping right. You know what I mean? You just jumping right with them. So it's like you're doing everything that they're doing. It just makes you better.
Okay, okay. So, being there, you're still kind of early, it's preseason. Have you noticed, anything about, your game, maybe or even really physically that, you didn't really know that you had, going back a few months, like and when you were back in Maryland, like is there certain things that you learned about yourself that's kind of surprised you? Like, yo, I didn't know like, I could do this or get to this spot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think it's a certain play style I normally like. I wasn't used to playing like in a minute, so I've been score first for a couple of years now. Like I mean, before I was always like a pass first point guard, but just at McNamara, I think my job was just to put the ball in the basket.
For sure.
So out here, it's like I always have the ball in my hands to make the right read. So whether that's me scoring or finding guys like in different spots, I think I just take my reads to the next level. Like I'm really being able to see the floor. I always saw the floor well, and that kind of helped me score a lot.
Mm,
Now I'm using that more to get my guys in the right spot. So that's lobs here and there for like different players on my team that can jump, or finding Nas or Larry for a lob, or Nas for a three. You know what I mean? So it's been easier for me to make reads just with the ball in my hands a lot.
okay. Okay. So with that being said, like, how you say you've been a scoring guard, due to
Mhm.
your role on your, prior team.
Right.
And also with you just knowing that um playing with, Larry and Nas and being able to find guys, playing with bigs now that, are really athletic. Do you find that being a good thing as far as helping you find it kind of like get to your spots as a scorer as well? Like, does that like space the floor out more for
Yeah.
I
So
like you to be aggressive?
right. Yeah. So it's like it's a lot of guys on my team you got to worry about.
Right,
You know what I mean? So you can't just key in on one guy. When Larry drives, I'm wide open. Like you know what I mean? He just the defense sinks in when Nas like they can't help on Nas' side when I drive to his side. So it's like now I'm an open lane. If I get by my guy, it's maybe not as much help. Same with Don. And then we have a big man Miles who's always open for the lob when the help side rotates. So it's like it's
right.
just a lot of different reads that are crystal clear to me. Like
Okay.
with the you know what I mean with a very talented team. So
Okay.
for
So,
sure.
with you being surrounded by these guys, and you also, feeling like you coming into your own as a player, what are some of your expectations, coming into the season? Like, whether that's individual expectations and, as a team.
Yeah, I think we could be top 10 in the country for sure as a team. We want to be number one, and I don't think that's too far for us. Like we definitely have the talent and work ethic to be the number one team in the country. But me personally, I just want to put myself on the map for everybody. Like just as one of the best guards in the country, I feel like I've been one of the best guards in the country. And I
Mhm.
just think maybe other people just haven't seen it yet, and that's just whatever. But I mean, this is my year to prove it for sure.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so I'm glad you kind of ended that. Um, as far as proving who you are to the people and getting your name out there, because I do want to touch on a little bit on your recruitment as well. So like, last time we talked, you had a good amount of schools, you feel me? You really wasn't too focused on the recruitment at that point. You was
Yeah.
really kind of like, yo, I gotta kill everybody.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah. I think last time we talked, I didn't even have. I don't know if I had a few D1s like D1
Yeah,
scholarships.
I want to say I want to say you probably had like maybe three or four. Like I want to
Yeah,
say last time we talked, like couple early schools, and now you kind of like I said, you got dang near 20 plus mid-major offers. So like,
yeah.
what would you say? Can you attest to that? Like, what do you think has been the biggest difference that has made your recruitment rise? Like, is it just you having time to show scouts and programs who you are, what you can do, or do you think there's been like a pretty significant amount of growth there, or has it been both? Like, what do you think, is a test?
Um, yeah. I think it's been both. Like, honestly, I don't think at one point I was in a position to kind of show everything I could do. So, I mean, that's one thing. But honestly, I think I've grown a lot too, just in terms of my game and being able to show out different facets to all of my games. So, and then
Mm,
I had time to just show coaches like look, I'm killing this dude and killing, you know what I mean, different guys. I mean, I had to kill a lot to get even a few scholarships. So,
right.
you know what I mean. So I think now it's just been that next step I took was just consistent play. So not really worrying about scholarships. I didn't really worry about scholarships. I knew they were going to fall in line just in terms of if I just kept my play up. So that's what happened.
Nah, facts. And you definitely did say that too. Like you already knew, you feel me, what was destined for you and what was coming. You just knew you had to do what you had to do on your end. And
Yeah,
that's definitely a lot of respect for you in that regard, just going out there, staying locked in and getting what you deserve, So with that being said, I also would like to ask you, like, all right, like, so now that you've garnered a lot of attention have built relationships. What schools or what staffs would you say has built the biggest impression on you so far?
Yeah, see, that's like for me, that's really a hard question because it's been a lot of new schools that have started recruiting me in the past few weeks, and
Right.
I haven't really had the time to just really build a crazy connection with them. But so far, St. Louis, I have a good connection with the St. Louis coach, and South Alabama. I recently just took a visit there,
Okay.
and then it's been new schools like that've been reaching out to me, UCSB, Utah, Texas Tech.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So
Nice.
we'll see what happens in the near future, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So, you say you just took a visit to South Alabama. Was that official?
yeah, yeah,
How
true.
was that? How did that go for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, all my officials have been really well. So I just think just being able to see different schools and what they offer and
Mm.
what I can bring to them, just been good for me.
Okay, okay. So how many officials have you taken to this point?
Three.
Three?
So I plan on taking a few more
Okay.
um in the future. We'll see what schools,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay. Okay. So what let's backtrack a little bit. We'll rewind a little bit. I kind of want to get to, your basketball origin story a little bit, like
yeah,
um growing up in the DMV. Obviously, that's if not the best area in the country to be growing up and playing grassroots high school basketball. Um, it's not, if not the best, it's definitely top two, top three.
mhm.
So what would you say, like, kind of put the ball in your hand and put that battery in back as a kid to make you want to pursue this?
Yeah. I think basketball was just around me early, so my older brothers played basketball, and that's just something I wanted to do. It was just any sport like basketball, football, you know what I mean. So I played both. Um, my friend's dad had an AAU team, so I
Okay.
just automatically like he was my best friend. I wanted to hop on the AAU team early, so
Okay.
I just played with different teams. Team Glory was one, Team Takeover. I
Hmm.
decided to stay with Takeover early, so I stayed with them for a few years, and that was just the introduction to AAU, just traveling and all that. I loved it, so it
Okay.
just kept going.
Okay. So would you say Takeover was, it wasn't your first program that you started with, is it?
Uh, Basically, I played one tournament with Team Glory and went straight to Takeover. So
Oh,
for
okay.
sure, like different nationals and stuff, Takeover was my first program.
Okay. Okay. So, you saying your brothers kind of inspired you, growing up around basketball as well. Um, what would you say, who would you say inspired you as a kid as far as like NBA guys like that you first started watching, or even maybe college players, like when you first started like watching basketball, like who kind of like inspires you from that?
Yeah, when I first started, it was like Anthony Cowan for sure.
Yeah, that's a good
He
one.
went to Maryland and played, but we're really close, like family wise. So just
Okay.
seeing a guy going to college and playing collegiate basketball when I was a young boy, it was just like,
Yeah.
wait, so you know what I mean? Somebody can actually do it, and it was close to home. So I
Right.
went to a lot of games as a kid, just you know what I mean, watching somebody. I mean, had the city on their back. It was just great.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And Cowan was, definitely one of those ones back in that day. Um, he was another guy I think was class of 16. Shout out to class of 16, and definitely some special guys in that
Yeah.
class. Um, okay, so you say, you're inspired by Ant, inspired by, just the area. Would you say like what age did you figure out, okay, like I'm pretty good at this. I like this. This is really what I want to do, but I see myself separating now from my peers. Like, what age would you say you kind of like solidified yourself?
Yeah, second grade, I was just like a lot better than a lot of people around me. I was playing up with Takeover, with
Okay.
class 23 and stuff like that. So I think that was when, you know what I mean, I was just a little bit better than a lot of guys around me. But then again, like on the national level, it was some kids who were better than me. So it was like, you still got a lot of work to do, but
Mhm.
for sure we can compete with anybody. And then, yeah, it just kept going from there. Same thing. You know what I mean? You're going to have your just kids who were like middle school legends who were just like great, you know what I mean, great in middle school. But in terms of like teams competing and all that, I've been on some like great teams, won nationals, all that.
Okay. Okay. So what players would you say that, as you mature, you're older now, going into your senior year, uh
Mm.
what players would you say you kind of model your game after now?
Yeah, I get Jalen Brunson a lot, like just
Yeah.
with the lefty playing with pace. CJ
Uh-huh.
McCollum, I've been watching his game
Okay.
since I was just early elementary. Steph
Okay.
Curry, the way he just moves without the ball and stuff like that, finding his shot. Them guys are just crazy. Shea
Yeah.
Gilgeous, pace wise, you know what I mean? Just watching people over the ball screen has
Okay.
been
Okay. So would you say, like coming where you come from in the area you come from, would you feel like, that kind of gives you an edge, and gives you an advantage, as far as on a national scale, like as far as
yeah,
even if it's not like, just skill wise, like, just coming from the DMV, that mentality is just a little different.
yeah. I think for sure I talk about this a lot. Like the DMV, a lot of guys are under the radar. It's like it's so much competition. A lot of people get pushed under,
For
so you
sure.
don't really see like the whole spectrum of guys that could hoop. Like it's a lot of guys that could hoop. So just in
Yeah.
terms of competition, like some dudes who are considered the best in the DMV can get killed by anybody in the DMV. You know what I mean? So
Right.
just
Right.
seeing that early was like, and then you go out to another state and you're killing the dudes in other states just because you're playing against guys who are good all the time. You get used to a consistent bump. So I tell the guys out here in Cali all the time, like, yo, it's consistent bump back home, y'all. You know what I mean? It's a different level. So yeah, I think being in the DMV just give you an edge on competition, just being ready to compete every day.
For sure, for sure. It definitely is a little different. And I'm sure like, they probably like your teammates probably can't really grasp it, the
Yeah,
concept that you saying like, yo, it's really bump every day. But it's kind of like DMV kind of one of them places where like it's like if like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you just gotta be there to see it and go through it. So okay, so this last segment of the interview I got for you is just like, rapid fire questions, kind of how I explained to you earlier. It's all just, predicated on Martin. Feel me? It's opinionated, how you feel, what you think, stuff like that. So to hop right into it, given that you played, both major circuits this year, I'm gonna ask you, UAA or Nike circuit?
Nike for sure.
Nike for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me see what we got for you. Top three artists and pregame playlists, or some guys you might find on your pregame playlist. I think I got a good idea who you might say in there, but let's see.
Top three right now. I'm gonna go Drake, Future, and Ghana. Drake, Future, and Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. We got favorite basketball movie.
Loving basketball.
Loving basketball.
Yeah, that's a go-to.
Who's your GOAT?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite hoop sneak.
Favorite hoop sneak, Kobe. Yeah, Kobe 5.
Kobe 5. That's a good
Or
one.
or or Kyrie 2s. Yeah.
Kyrie twos. That's also a good one. Sneaky. Sneaky. Best court to play on in the DMV.
Best court to play.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I'm already knowing.
In the DMV,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go Athletic Republic. Yeah, New 24. Like that
24.
little
Okay.
yeah. That
Okay.
gym right there was just iconic for sure.
A classic. It's a classic. It's one of those ones if you know, you know. Like,
Mhm.
all right, so if you could pick, three people that are alive to join you for dinner one night, who what three people would you pick?
Kobe,
Okay.
Michael Jordan,
Okay.
and, uh, and Michael Jackson for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That combo would just be interesting.
It would three iconic people, you
Yeah.
straight killers. You feel me? At least as far as Kobe and MJ. And I guess you could say Michael Jackson a killer as far as his craft and what he do. So okay, give me five guys that impressed you the most this summer. If you had to make a all circuit team, and since you play both, I'll give you Under Armour and Nike. But give me a starting five you would make from the guys you ran against this summer.
All right, so it's like it don't matter what grade.
Don't matter what's grade. Don't matter what's grade. And you can't include yourself.
I can.
You can't.
All right. So you want me to go like separate UIBL and Under Armour?
You can go either or. Just give me five. So if you want to pick like two guys from UAA, you can.
All right.
Just give me
Shoot. Let me go. All right, I'm gonna start UIBL. I'm gonna
okay.
do three guys. Uh, Elliott for sure. He was, you know what I mean. He lived up to his name.
Okay.
He was a bucket. My man Tyon Farrell, like underrated.
Okay.
He's a bucket too. He surprised me with how he could score. And last guy on EYBL, uh, that's Trey Johnson. He was hooping when we played against him for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So that's
And
that's
then that's two on UA. Hype Jackson,
okay.
Tyler. He was
Yeah,
hooping.
Tyler.
And DQ Derek Queen. He was hooping all UAA for sure. They ran that.
Yeah, DQ definitely ran through that. So did Tyler. So did Tyler. I like
And
that.
actually, I could sub one like Chance Mallory on Team
Yo,
Zero. He was running.
that's a sneaky one, yo.
Yeah,
That's a
Chance was running great for a long time.
Chance been hooping this summer.
Yeah.
Definitely been hooping this summer. Stock riser for sure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Martin. So last question. Um, if you had to recommend, one person to come on here and tell their story, do an interview, who would you recommend? But the only catch is, you gotta kind of throw the lob, help them get on here and do an interview. So who would you like to see?
Yeah, I think Dom got a good story. Dom Stewart. He
Um,
definitely he definitely has a, you know what I mean, one just like kind of similar to mine where it's like
that's
you
crazy.
never.
Like, I was talking to Dom probably like a month ago. I told him
Mm-hmm.
lock in. I think we were supposed to lock in, but we ain't never really, solidified
Yeah,
it at the time. So
he got a story where it's like it's similar to mine. Where it's his is interesting for sure.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I like Dom game. Dom got a real smooth, tough game.
Yeah,
So
he's smooth, and especially since he committed, it would be nice to like hear, you know what I mean, what led to the decision and all that. How he got there, is crazy, but
yeah.
yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So tell Dom, you feel me? Go ahead, lock
Yeah,
in. Let's
yeah,
lock in. So
I
he can
got you right now.
tell his story.
Yeah,
Nah,
appreciate
appreciate you. We got my guy. That concludes our interview with my guy, man, Martin Somerville, 2024 guard. Like I said earlier in the interview, in my opinion, one of the most, if not the most underrated guard in the country. Gonna be leading the charge this year for SoCal Academy, man. Check my guy out this season, Martin Somerville, and that's where we off.
you. Yeah, appreciate you, gang.